When Ravi and Arjun left India for Australia, they carried dreams as bright as the Sydney skyline. Both were scholarship students at a prestigious university, studying computer science. Life seemed perfect. A new country, new friends, and endless opportunities. But beneath the smiles and Instagram stories, things were falling apart. Living expenses were higher than expected. Part-time jobs were scarce, and their families back home were struggling to send money. That's when desperation began to replace ambition. One night at a small party, they met a mysterious man known only as Victor. He claimed to help international students earn fast cash. At first, Ravi laughed it off, but Arjun listened carefully. Victor explained that he needed people to open bank accounts for his clients. In return, he'd pay them a small fee. It sounded harmless, almost easy. Within days, Arjun convinced Ravi to join in. "It's just money transfers," Arjun said. "We're not hurting anyone." But the next few weeks brought strange signs. Large sums of money appearing in their accounts, followed by immediate withdrawals by unknown people. Soon, Australian federal police began tracking these suspicious transactions. What Ravi and Arjun didn't realize was that they were now part of a growing international money laundering network operating across Sydney and Melbourne. Their dream life in Australia was about to turn into a nightmare. A month later, police surveillance intensified. Ravi noticed unmarked cars near their apartment. Arjun dismissed it as paranoia. But the truth was closing in. Behind the scenes, Victor's clients were not businessmen. They were online scammers targeting elderly Australians. The students' bank accounts were being used to wash stolen money. Meanwhile, Ravi's conscience began to break. He wanted out, but Victor wasn't easy to escape. One evening, Victor appeared at their door. "You both owe me," he said coldly. "Finish one more job and you're free." The job seemed simple: pick up a parcel and drop it off at a warehouse. But when Ravi went to deliver it, he noticed something off. No signs, no security, only a single light flickering inside. His instincts screamed danger. He dropped the package and ran. The next morning, police raided that same warehouse. Inside, they found evidence linking Victor's operation to cyber frauds worth millions. Cameras had caught Ravi's face, and within hours, both students' names were added to the wanted list. By evening, their apartment was surrounded. Helicopters hovered above. As officers stormed in, Arjun shouted, "We didn't know what we were part of." But it was too late. The dream of success had turned into the sound of handcuffs. Indian students involved in cyber scam, arrested in Sydney. Their pictures were everywhere on TV, online, and even on social media pages that once celebrity news about Ravi and Arjun's arrest spread like wildfire. Every major Australian network carried the story, aided them for academic achievements. Within hours, their families back in India were bombarded with questions and shame. Ravi's mother fainted when she saw his face on television, handcuffed and terrified. Inside the interrogation room, Ravi was trembling. For the first time, he realized the full weight of what they had done. Across the table, an investigator named Detective Harris calmly placed a folder in front of him, full of screenshots, bank logs, and CCTV images. "Tell me, Ravi," Harris said, "did you know these accounts were used to steal from elderly citizens?" Tears filled Ravi's eyes. "No, sir. We thought it was just money transfers. We never meant to hurt anyone," uncovered shocking details. Over 2 million Australian dollars had passed through various accounts tied to Victor's network. Account belonged to international students, all tricked by the same promise of easy money. Ravi and Arjun weren't masterminds. They were pawns in a sophisticated web of cybercrime, stretching from Australia to Singapore and Eastern Europe. Meanwhile, the mysterious man known as Victor vanished. His phone numbers were disconnected, his addresses fake, and his digital footprints wiped clean. The authorities now suspected that Victor was a code name used by several people within a larger criminal syndicate. Every clue led to another dead end. Ravi decided to cooperate fully with investigators. He revealed chat histories, transaction details, and everything he knew. His confession helped the police uncover 3 more fake student accounts and led to the arrest of a local handler working with Victor's team. Arjun, however, remained silent at first, ashamed and afraid to face the truth. Weeks later, both were presented in court. The judge listened carefully as their lawyer argued that the students had been manipulated, not motivated by greed but by desperation. The prosecution, however, pointed out that ignorance couldn't erase the damage done. Dozens of elderly Australians had lost their savings, and emotional damage ran deep. After months of legal proceedings, the court announced its verdict. Ravi and Arjun were sentenced to 2 years in prison, followed by deportation to India after serving their term. The judge's final words echoed in the silent courtroom. Good intentions do not erase bad choices. Let this be a lesson to every student seeking shortcuts to success. Inside prison, Ravi spent days reflecting on everything that had happened. The loneliness was suffocating. Letters from home stopped coming, and his friends avoided contact. But something inside him changed. Guilt transformed into purpose. He began writing his story, hoping others would learn from his mistake. 6 months later, a journalist visited him for an interview that would become the heart of the documentary. Sitting across the cold metal table, Ravi spoke with a quiet, broken voice. "We didn't come here to commit crimes. We came to build a future. But one bad decision, one wrong person, destroyed everything. If I could turn back time, I'd tell every student, never trust easy money. It costs more than you can imagine." The documentary ends with slow, haunting music. Footage shows the empty university library where Ravi and Arjun once studied, the apartment window where they watched the city lights, and finally, the detention center gate. Closing behind them, a narrator's voice delivers the closing lines. Dreams brought them to Australia. Greed trapped them in lies. And justice reminded them every choice has a price. The screen fades to black. Final title appears. This will shock you, the true story of 2 students who lost everything in the name of a better future.